What Rahul Gautam just told us from the Congress's side.
Well, Preeti, I'm in Varanasi today, so we do understand, this is going to be the political capital today. But coming back to your question, indeed, yes, Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav has given clear instructions to the cadre, to the workers to be active on the ground today. On every counting station, their presence is very much required. We already know that the India Alliance has shown an apprehensions over, counting, and that is why Samajwadi Party today has given this message on the ground to be aware, to be at there. And that is why we also believe that at some counting station where there is a neck-to-neck fight, where the Samajwadi Party believes that they have an upper advantage, they will be fighting it out. And Akhilesh Yadav has recently tweeted and he, mentioned that in some of the districts, specifically in Kannauj, in Aligarh, some of the workers of Samajwadi Party has been detained by the police. So this is what Akhilesh Yadav is up to, but their presence there, in a way, we have seen for the first time that how opposition, firstly they were talking about the EVMs, now they're talking about, apprehensions over the counting system, and this has given a clear message on the ground with the workers that they have to be attentive. We've also seen that how throughout this election campaigning, Rahul Gandhi and Akhilesh Yadav being the two faces in Uttar Pradesh were constantly targeting how the BJP is losing the ground in Uttar Pradesh, which has given them a big mileage in 2014 and 19 with their own issues. But this time, because the exit poll and the predictions as far as the exit polls are concerned, they're again shifting towards a big mandate for the BJP. And this time, if this doesn't work,
अब की बार एनडीए सरकार 400 पार।
Okay, folks, we're here. Suprapatam, Namaskara, Namaskar, Vanakkam, good morning, India. This is the big day. It's verdict day. And, we're calling it the triple engine. My colleague Preeti Chaudhary is with us. Preeti, all set?
Good morning, Rajdeep. Namaskara.
Namaskara, Namaskaram. Remember, Southern India will matter today. Every state of India will matter today. 543 constituencies minus one. The BJP has already won Surat, and we've got plenty to look forward to. Guess what? We've been walking in, but my colleague Rahul Kamal is already looking spiffy and ready for the morning. Rahul, all set for the big day? You're looking set for what promises to be a defining day in Indian politics, historic potentially, because, remember, if Prime Minister Modi wins, he'll be the first Prime Minister since Jawaharlal Nehru to win 3 consecutive elections. And that's huge, Rahul.
64.2 crore voters voting in this mammoth election called the world's largest electoral exercise. The question, of course, is what happens when the counting starts? Will they accept the verdict of the Indian voter? Will the opposition want to oppose the verdict that comes out of the EVMs? All that and more will be tracked very carefully when counting day begins. Let's take you through the headlines this morning.
That's right, it is the big verdict day today. Counting of votes set to begin for the Lok Sabha elections of 2024. The world's biggest democratic exercise. Axis My India exit poll has predicted a big NDA sweep. India bloc insists it's getting 295 plus seats.
Fastest analysis and data of poll results in India today. The number one team brings you blazing fast updates throughout the day. Nation glued to India Today's coverage.
Security heightened at multiple cities ahead of counting of votes. Intel agencies warn of violence. Flag marches beefed up security across Bengal and Uttar Pradesh.
Congress's Jairam Ramesh responds to the controversy over Election Commission after making charges of influencing DMs by the government ahead of counting. Asked why the Election Commission was not acting against poll code violations by BJP leaders.
India camp leaders plan big meet after counting of results. Sources say opposition leaders to strategize in the case of a loss. Mamta lends support for the meeting.
Okay, after all the 7-week-long drama, 44 days, result day is finally here. The battle for 2024. And as Rahul said, more than 64 crore voters have voted in an electorate of 96.8 crores. Phenomenal numbers. And at the end of the day, we will know kaun banega sarkar or kaun banayega sarkar and kaun banega potentially Pradhan Mantri.
This is about 3 V's. Can the Prime Minister's 3V formula work? There's Vikas, which is development, Virasat, which is legacy, and Vishwas, which is belief. That's the connect Prime Minister Modi has with the Indian voter as he chases history. I want to show you what's at stake. Remember, Prime Minister Modi is 2,166 days away from breaking Indira Gandhi's record. That's little more than 5 years. 5 years and 9 months is what he needs. And he's hot on the heels of Pandit Nehru. Remember, piece of trivia, Rajdeep. Pandit Nehru's vote count in the third election came down by 3.06%. The India Today Access My India poll suggests that the vote count today for the BJP could go up 3%. Remember, when Margaret Thatcher or Tony Blair fought their third election, their margins came down, their victory was smaller than in the previous election. Can Prime Minister Modi script international history by becoming the one leader who's able to increase his party's vote count and seat count? We will know in the next few hours.
Very few leaders win 3 successive elections. He's struggling now to potentially win an election in the UK in a few weeks from now. The latest exit poll suggests that Rishi Sunak is losing. Look at the United States. Biden is behind in the polls. Sheikh Hasina in the neighborhood has won 4 successive elections, but a huge question mark over the legitimacy of the election. So
and that would be the greatest travesty, as we've been hearing from opposition circles, if they decide to contest the results, if they start crying foul, that, democracy has to win. Ultimately, the people have voted, the EVMs will be opened. Agents of the political parties across the spectrum will be standing there. The worst thing that can happen today is a Capitol Hill kind of moment where one party, one formation that ends up on the losing side says, we don't accept the results. That would really be very sad.
Is that, Preeti, possible? Is that what you're hearing? The potential of an Andolan, as is being suggested. There were hints of that if the opposition doesn't win this election, they're going to cry foul and say they do not accept the mandate. Election deniability. Is that really possible?
Well, it's already started since yesterday. If you heard, the opposition, Rajdeep, what we are hearing is, if it doesn't go according to what the opposition deems fit, for them they say that they're going to be at the counting, centers. If they see any discrepancy and it doesn't go according to what is lawful counting, is what they're saying, there's going to be a jail bharo andolan. You have the likes of Pappu Yadav who've gone on record to say, "Hum kafan bandh ke ja rahe hain counting center."
All of this.
Yeah, it's bluster.
Yes.
Bluster.
Just a minute. Let me introduce our panel. Let people know who's where. To my extreme right, T.S. Sudhir, his beard graying by the moment. Welcome from Hyderabad. Nice to have you there.
Thank you.
Early morning, what do we say? Namaskara?
Namaskara. Vanakkam.
Namaskara. Okay, Vanakkam, Namaskara. Rashid Kidwai, all the way from Bhopal, senior journalist. What do you say in Bhopal? Good morning. Kya kehte hai by the lake? What's the word to use?
Suprabhat.
Suprabhat. Okay, Suprabhat. Rahul Verma is a Delhi wala now through and through from the Center for Policy Research. What do we say in Delhi? Ram Ram?
But I am from Lucknow.
That's Haryana.
Originally from Lucknow. तो क्या कहते हैं सुबह सुबह शर्मा की चाय पर?
Namaste.
Namaste, Sharma ki chai. Welcome. But yes, Rashid Kidwai, you wanted to quickly
I'm
respond.
saying, first of all, this is a sort of exaggerated narrative that the combined opposition, India Alliance would protest, verdict doesn't go. We must understand this is a biggest democratic exercise. In democracy, there is a right to peaceful protest also. So a protest is not anti-democracy per se, unless you actually turn violent or you do
No, but how
something.
do you threaten a protest even before the counting has begun? It's almost as if suggesting...
I think Pablo Yadav is not a...
What is there to protest about? How does the opposition know what's in the EVMs? Why
So,
are they
what I'm saying, we are
deciding-
prejudging.
And
Yeah.
also, so why have they already decided that they will want to protest? And secondly, why not accept
They said
and
if there
respect
is
the
any
verdict of
wrongdoing.
the Indian people?
No.
Accept and respect the
Rahul,
verdict
you
of
are
the Indian
missing.
people.
They are saying if there is any wrongdoing. Why are we assuming there are going to be
So where
wrongdoing?
is the wrongdoing? Where is the evidence that's been furnished?
So where is the evidence that they will protest? They are only saying it is subject to wrongdoing.
We are planning it. They've already
They're
strategized
saying
what they intend to do.
look, we have seen our democracy. It's a very vibrant democracy. In 1950s, there used to be what is that booth
Because they're
capturing,
casting
etc.
doubt in the mind of the Indian voter about the fairness of the electoral process. That is what is wrong.
No, that's not true.
Because they're not
Now, you are being
accepting the verdict fair and
anti-democracy.
square. You should accept the verdict fair and square. If you win, you win. You lose, you lose.
Right to protest is very much part of democracy.
Yeah, sure, but there is
process.
one poll point which I think is there. Yesterday, when the CSDS post among their findings was only 28% Indians had full faith in the Election Commission, which is extremely worrying at the moment.
Yes.
I think
What do you say to this?
No, just a minute. This was a commission which has high degree of faith over the years. People believe that the Election Commission is neutral. When I saw that number, I don't think it's ever been as low as that. Only 28% believe that the Election Commission is truly neutral as per the CSTS post poll. Is that the worry, and is that what the opposition is trying to play on, the fact that there are people out there who may not trust the election verdict?
So, from public perception data, yes, it is a worrying sign that trust in Election Commission over the years have declined. And what Election Commission now needs to do is, rather than waiting before any sort of like discrepancy or question marks come up, they should respond. And yesterday they did that thing when...
They've addressed all the questions that the
So-
opposition, from postal ballots to questions about having your counting agents inside the counting center, all those
No, but
issues have been
Rajdeep, this is
addressed.
not new. For 10 years now, there are leaders in the opposition who've refused to accept the fact that Prime Minister Modi has won fair and square, that he has the trust, respect and credibility of the Indian people, which is why he's been voted to power. These are people who've been in delusion for the last 10 years. And my concern is that will continue even after the results come out, because they're refusing to read the writing on the wall.
Yeah, but Rahul, at the end of the day, I think for us to get at this moment agitated, we should wait to see what happens. I think we should live in the moment. At the moment, the focus should be on the EVMs and the voting and the counting. Most opposition
But Rajdeep,
leaders
this
also should
morning-
appreciate.
But this morning, what's happening at the AICC headquarters? You already have the Karyakartas and cadres there with placards saying EVM pe Vishwas nahi hai. That's not the
because
right.
This is very
that's not the right
This
message
is
in
nefarious. To
democracy.
try
What
and
happened
cast
in 2009?
aspersions and to bring India's esteem down in the eyes of the global world community, which is looking at this election, is very, very unfortunate.
But
Preeti,
also
we must-
because this is going to happen, no matter what you do, because of polarized politics and social media, this is going to become increasingly a problem no matter who wins. And that's why institutions, Election Commission or say CAG or anyone, has to be much more vigilant and much more responsive to public demands. You have to basically create more trust. That's the only way out. Otherwise, those who are on the opposing side or losing side, they will always raise this question.
And Rahul, just to add on this, you see, and this is not unprecedented. In 2009, we had, the then leader of opposition, L.K. Advani, writing to Election Commission, to President of India against EVM. G.V.L. Narasimha Rao, who is a BJP spokesperson, wrote a book called
So it's
A Fraud Called EVM.
That time, BJP
Say
couldn't
that.
get its
Say
strategy
that.
right.
Don't say that
And
this
they were
is-
crying foul. It's exactly the
That
same.
is what I'm saying.
Because they were not willing to accept that the
So this
Indian
is
voter
part
wasn't
of-
voting for them.
I'm saying
That's
this
the
is part
reality.
of our democratic legacy.
It's a
People do
loser's lament, Rashid
You
Khilwai.
can say
That is what it is.
You can say that. So Mr. Advani was a bad loser, and perhaps the Congress and India would be a bad loser. Let's say that.
And they've not accepted the verdict for the last 10 years. There's a bunch of people who don't seem reconciled to the idea that Prime Minister Modi is winning the hearts, the minds and the trust of the Indian voter. They've been in denial for 10 years now.
Nobody is
Should
in
we
denial.
focus, should we, before all of this happens, Rahul, what you're saying is absolutely true in terms of that the verdict should be respected. But before that, let's get the verdict. We are on verdict day. Let's enjoy, celebrate the idea that we are going to see over the next few hours as these EVMs come, lots of twists and turns. There will be leaders who expect to win, who will suddenly find that the ground is slipping under their feet. Others who perhaps did not expect to win can suddenly pull off a surprise. What is one of the joys for me at every election is to watch some VVIP candidate who's certain of victory suddenly finding that the numbers are not going his or her way, and vice versa.
Perversive pleasure, Raj.
Sorry?
That's perversive pleasure.
No, that's not perverse. I'll give you an example. Many years ago, Many years ago, there was an election in Madhya Pradesh. And this was 99, I think, when Digvijay Singh and Arjun Singh were face to face on a TV channel. And Arjun Singh had always expected that, he was hoping that in a perverse kind of way, that the Congress wouldn't get the kind of majority that they eventually did, so that someone other than Digvijay Singh might become the chief minister. So there was Digvijay Singh gloating, and there was Arjun Singh looking completely sort of not fully at ease with what the verdict was. So this can happen, politicians can find suddenly they are humbled on this day. This
Rahul
is the day
Gautam is
when
joining
politicians
us
will be
from
humbled.
the Congress headquarters. Rahul, take us through the preparations in the Congress camp. There are concerns that if the verdict doesn't go the way the opposition would like, Rahul Gandhi was singing that Moosewala song 295. That song's lyrics also highly anarchist. If the verdict does not go the Congress's way, what's their plan of action, Rahul?
Well, Rahul, unlike 2019, this time Congress party has put up preparations here at AICC headquarters. You can see chole bhature being prepared for Congress workers here. There's a screen that has been placed by Congress people here so that the leaders and workers can watch election results live. Apart from this, a media enclosure has also been raised by party workers so that all the senior leaders could come and interact with media persons. So completely unfazed by what exit polls are projecting, Congress party is pretty confident that they're going to get 295, not a seat less than this number, because they believe that this is Janta Ka poll, this is the ground feedback that they have got from ground zero, and because Congress party has sacrificed a lot for this election. They have given seats, prominent seats to their allies. They're contesting on only 328 seats. So therefore, it's a very crucial election for them. And if elections results are not going to be in this favor, certainly is going to be a challenge for the entire political system, given the fact
Rahul,
that
how do they
earlier also said
how do they come?
BJP is not going to get.
But the question is, how do you get this number 295? You've got
it's a Moosewala song. He likes it. That's how they came up with it.
No, that's the song. But I want to know.
And have you read the lyrics of the song and how anarchist they are?
How did they come to a number like 295? You've got all the exit polls, all of them directionally in one way. The lowest that is being given, I think, to the BJP in exit polls is about 320. So the exit polls are directionally in one way clearly. Suddenly you have this number 295 that comes in. It's almost as if 12 people have sat around a room, asked all their leaders, local leaders, to tell us how many seats are they getting per state. They've tabulated. Mallikarjun Kharge claims that DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah have told him we're getting 18 seats in Karnataka. Now, how do you then tabulate that when you've got polls and credible polls? I think it was important to
no,
note,
but Rahul Gandhi is not thinking the polls are credible. He's calling them Modi's fantasy polls because it's Rahul Gandhi and the Congress's nightmare in those polls, and the BJP's fantasy. They're calling it Modi's fantasy polls. They're trying to demean and discredit every institution in this country and every process in this country.
The fact is, you've got a credible academic agency like CSDS with a track record over 30 years. You've got Access
My India. They're the ones who invented exit polling in India.
It was there before as well. But the point, Rahul, is that as we saw yesterday when we did a deep dive, the vote share across polls is more or less the same.
And that,
I think, is the best example of the fact that the exit polls perhaps are a better barometer of where the country stands.
We saw what was happening in the Congress headquarters this morning. Paulami Saha tracks the BJP for us. Paulami, what are the preparations like inside the BJP office right now? And what's happening over there? How are they preparing to deal with the opposition, which seems out to discredit the entire process?
Well, the BJP is also, of course, going to have full strength at the counting centres. That was also part of the meeting that they held yesterday at the party president's residence, at JP Nadda's residence, where the Union Home Minister, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, top leaders including B.L. Santosh, Vinod Tawde, Manohar Lal Khattar, they were all present, and the strategy was to ensure that they have full strength at the counting centres to ensure that there is no disruption disruption from the opposition, which is unwilling to accept the results as the BJP seizes after the exit polls. Here at the BJP headquarters, of course, Rahul, the mood is very upbeat. You can see that, there are already a whole lot of people that are present over here. Party workers, of course, will start trickling in a couple of hours from now after the results start trickling in. But already the puris, the shira, the laddus, they're all being prepared. On my right hand side, in fact, is where all of that preparation is underway for all the thousands of party workers that they expect will be gathering here by this afternoon when the results become clear. The BJP, of course, is very confident of emerging victorious for a third consecutive time with Prime Minister Modi at the helm of affairs. So yes, the mood here is very upbeat, and they do realize that the opposition is, of course, preparing in full gear, shooting off letters to their own karyakartas to be present at district office. The Congress, as they did, to be present at district office and state headquarters in full numbers to be able to rush to any end if reports come in of any alleged tampering or rigging. BJP, of course, is saying what is the Congress is preparing for? What is this putting of mass strength at district headquarters and state headquarters? They are alleging, are they preparing to resort to any sort of disruptions, unrest, violence if the results don't go their way? The BJP, of course, is saying that we'll also be present in full strength to ensure that there is no disruption of the counting process, and everyone will have to trust the counting process.
The good, interesting, Preeti, what would you choose at the moment? Chole Bhature at the Congress headquarters or the laddus at the BJP headquarters?
But
the BJP
Rajdeep,
seems to have a sweet tooth.
I have a plate of fruit, and I think that's the best way to go. It's a long day, in the studio today. So I'll avoid the chola bhaturas and the puris for now.
Rahul Verma, political parties for a day, preparing for a day like this with 64 crore voters having sort of cast their votes. None of them probably know exactly what's in those EVMs. None of them.
Yeah.
They can pretend that they've won the election on both sides, but at the end of the day, we've seen there can be surprises. I remember famously once Lalu Prasad alleging rigging, Sharad Yadav alleging rigging in an election with Lalu Yadav, went on a protest. Guess what happens in the end? Sharad Yadav wins and Lalu loses. So, in Indian elections, anything can happen, kuch bhi ho sakta hai.
So that's what you should expect in a competitive democracy and elections, that ex ante, no one should know who's winning election. All parties should expect that they can win. And at least till the counting is over, they should. At least the counting is over. Yeah. They should, if not anything else, pretend that they are winning. You have to keep your army and cadre's morale high. And once the mandate comes out, gracefully accept defeat
So let me go around the table and ask you, what is it that you are most looking forward to today? Why don't we, at this moment, we welcome Rajat Sethi. Rajat, welcome.
Hello.
Good to see you early in the morning. Right round the table, one thing quickly that you're most looking forward to. T.S. Sudhir, why don't you start?
I think there will be close contest. Last time
what are you most looking forward to?
2019, Vijayawada Central Assembly constituency, YSRCP won by just 25 votes, which is why I say what Rahul was saying. The contest is going to be extremely close. The stakes are very high, so expect a lot of jostling till the very last.
So you're looking forward to Andhra Pradesh perhaps more than many other parts of the country?
I think Karnataka is going to be quite
Andhra and Karnataka. Rashid Kidbhai, what are you most looking forward to?
I think a lot of exit poll and opinion polls have shown there are several, aberrations. Whether these aberrations are, spread and fulfill kind of, opposition expectation, or the exit poll goes on its expected line.
Basically, the close contest that the exit poll is predicting in some parts of the country. Rajat Sethi, what are you most looking forward to today?
I think there are certain areas, especially in turbulent states like Jharkhand, Haryana, Maharashtra, which have sort of inklings towards the direction in which, next 5-6 months of conversations will go. Because otherwise, largely speaking, the mandate is pretty predictable in the other states. These are the sort of states which are stuck narrative-wise, and I think that is very interesting.
Preeti, what are you most looking forward to?
I really want to know how West Bengal goes. So if it is 26-31, I'd be a little surprised. I was thinking it would be more to 2022 for the BJP and Odisha, because the BJP is practically zero, this Lok Sabha in Odisha. These two states I'd be watching keenly.
Rahul, what are you most looking forward to?
So to my mind, broad trends from the exit polls are likely to hold because there is convergence. But I would like to be surprised as much I could be, because then the fun begins with the data analysis. But what I actually expect that in the evening, when the results are out, there is a graceful acceptance of defeat and victory. No sort of like signs of any kind of taking over, violence, not just from opposition, but also from ruling party in different parts of the country running amok and going victory process.
1,224 counting centers, 22 lakh officials. This is the world's largest electoral exercise. The number of voters more than those in the United States, the European Union, Pakistan and Indonesia put together. That's the total number of electorate we had. It is, make no mistake, the world's most complicated, the world's most elaborate electoral exercise. I want to go across to some of our colleagues who are joining us this morning. Apurva Jayachandran joins us from Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh. Remember, Andhra Pradesh, the only one state in the country at this moment which doesn't have a capital. And which city gets to be the capital, or multiple cities get to be the capital, will be determined by what happens in the results today. Apurva, a lot at stake. Unlike other places in Andhra Pradesh, it's literally a matter of life and death in terms of who loses and who wins.
Well, definitely, Rahul. As of, day before yesterday, it is June 2nd, Andhra Pradesh does not have a capital for the state. It's a state officially without a capital here in India. And that's going to be the top priority there, be it the YSRCP or the Telugu Desam Party's India Alliance, whichever party comes into power. It's going to be the first priority to see which is going to be the, capital of Andhra Pradesh. Is it going to be the three capital pitch that has been said by Jagan Mohan Reddy, the YSRCP, or is it going to be Amravati or Vijayawada, where I am standing at? That's going to be named as the capital of Andhra Pradesh. That's going to be the number one priority there for them. But coming to the numbers, it's going to be quite interesting to see. Remember, Jagan Mohan Reddy, the YSRCP, is currently in governance out here in Andhra Pradesh, and it's going to be TDP's, sure shot, Janasena and the BJP's alliance that is the talk of the town right now. Because remember, this was a forced alliance that had been, met to completion thanks to Pawan Kalyan. That's what the TDP and BJP and Janasena do in fact say. In fact, I had spoken to Pawan Kalyan on his campaign, and that's what he also said. A lot of painstaking efforts that had been taken to ensure that this alliance be a fruition.
Let's listen in for a moment, though, to
which of these parties.
I'm going to stop you there, Apurva, because let's listen in for a moment to Anil Baluni. BJP is media in charge, also contesting, of course, from Podi Galwal. So he has much at stake for himself.
तो वो उत्साह विश्वास में परिवर्तित हो गया था। और इस बार मैंने इस चुनाव प्रचार में, रोड शोज में मैं साथ रहा हूँ मोदी जी के, कई बार मैंने ट्रैवल किया है, तो मैंने देखा वो उत्साह और विश्वास अब श्रद्धा में परिवर्तित हो गया था। और लोग ये मानते थे कि मोदी जी जो कर रहे हैं वो इस देश के भले के लिए और कल्याण के लिए कर रहे हैं। तो मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि उत्साह, विश्वास और विश्वास के बाद श्रद्धा में परिवर्तित होकर बहुत बड़े मार्जिन के साथ भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस सरकार में आएगी और देश के कल्याण के कामों में और तेजी लाएंगे।
तो किस तरह की चुनौती जी
joins us. She's at Thiruvananthapuram. Thiruvananthapuram is important because this is where Union Minister of State Rajiv Chandrasekhar is up against the flamboyant Shashi Tharoor from the Congress. Shashi Tharoor seeking re-election. Shibimol, in Thiruvananthapuram, what's the mood at the counting centre at this moment? Because from the post-poll study, it's predicting a very tight fight in this very prestigious seat in Kerala.
Well, exactly, Rahul. In fact, Thiruvananthapuram has been one of the major highlights as far as Kerala is concerned. It's been a tight contest between the BJP and the Congress. The fact that the BJP has finished second the last two times gives them even more confidence. And for Tharoor, I think the biggest setback is he's been an MP for the last 15 years. So there is naturally that anti-incumbency factor. And the opposition was successful, in fielding up candidate like Rajiv Chandrasekhar who can address the same crowd like Shashi Tharoor. There is an IT crowd here, there are a lot of neutral voters here, so both of them were addressing the same crowd, which makes it even more tight. The BJP here has confidence. They're saying that what gives Tharoor edge in Thiruvananthapuram are the neutral voters plus the Christian votes, the coastal votes, where around 90% of the coastal votes always goes to Shashi Tharoor in his favor. But this time the BJP is saying that around 35% votes has come to them, and that's what is giving them confidence in Thiruvananthapuram. Also the neutral votes plus the party votes. BJP, if any constituency is there where the party is strong, that's Thiruvananthapuram. Unlike Thrissur, where Thrissur is also in the race, but Thrissur is more of a personality contest there because
the interesting thing. When I asked the panel what's the thing you're most looking forward to, what I'm actually most looking forward to is the South. Because this election could actually once and for all break this myth, if the myth still exists, that the BJP is a party of Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan. If they can get, they got 29 out of 131 last time. They've never won a seat in Kerala. If they start winning a seat in Kerala, and if the BJP can double its numbers, as our exit poll seems to suggest, not just sweep Karnataka as they did in 2019, but become #1 party of Telangana, Chandrababu Naidu, BJP, Janasena wins Andhra Pradesh. The BJP wins seats in Tamil Nadu on its own steam, the likes of Annamalai perhaps among others. And then if they start winning, if Rajiv Chandrasekhar can defeat Shashi Tharoor or Suresh Gopi wins Thrissur, I think that will be one of the biggest stories.
But it's also the barrier of fake narratives, Rajdeep. Fake narratives, because during this campaign an effort was made to project that South India is a separate story, North India is a separate story. The likes of DK Shiv Kumar and so many others from the opposition who said no, Modi magic doesn't work in the South, the peninsula is separate, North is separate, as if making it seem as if they are two separate countries.
Rahul,
so that also gets shattered.
My friend
if
Rahul,
this is true, no, but Rajdeep, this is true.
My friend Rahul Kawal has come this morning as the angry young man, which you're
This is not about anger. This is a reality. What is the anger? Did the opposition not say that South India is separate? The BJP doesn't. That the South India doesn't.
I think we should be very careful when we make these observations.
Who made these observations? Let me tell you, the sinister plan that they had unleashed right from February when the budget was announced. They had put huge hoardings, 80 feet long hoardings saying 0 rupees these states have got. Respective state governments. Yes, the Tamil Nadu put up those hoardings, Karnataka put up those hoardings, Telangana put up those hoardings. How dare they fool the public? Do they think all these public are fool?
Okay, so we got a second angry young man. The limited point
is but you can't disparage this by saying angry young man. This is the reality, Rajdeep. This is the reality. How can it be dismissed as angry young man? Was an effort not made during this campaign to make it seem as if North and South were different countries?
1 minute. There were likes of DK Suresh who made unfortunate statements.
And what was the ramifications?
For which there was a backlash.
Why was he not kicked out?
No, 1 minute. 1 minute.
This is as seditious,
Rajat Sethi sitting in a
seditious as it can get. Period.
Rajat Sethi,
this is the language of Pakistan. I will tell you, the moment DK Suresh, Rajdeep, the moment DK Suresh said, Pakistan Foreign Ministry issued a same press statement that day, and they said, that we agree, we don't have a problem with South India, we have a problem with North India. How dare Pakistan Foreign Ministry say that? Isn't it seditious?
This channel,
first
this is not a channel.
It is seditious.
1 minute.
It is seditious.
You're not going to get me early in the morning to raise my voice.
Why don't you
raising your voice,
sir, raising your that?
1 minute, sir. I focus on the numbers.
You
just
pick that topic.
Just a minute. What DK Suresh said was an unfortunate statement. That
seditious statement, not unfortunate.
No, but it's not just
South
DK
India
Suresh.
is not going anywhere from
the
north.
Congress's cries
But
was
that's what I'm saying,
South mein saaf, North mein half. South mein saaf, North mein half.
If you're going to shout, I'm going to leave the studio because it's not in my interest to shout. I have come here to discuss numbers. The fact of the moment is, the statement, the reason I said the South is interesting is for the simple reason that over the years, India has seen a pattern, particularly in recent elections, 2014-19 being an example, where the northwest monsoon swept this country. North and western India was the dominant. What this election could well do is the establishment of the BJP as a truly pan-India party that wins seats in every Indian state. If, for example, they form a government in Odisha, it will be historic. If they win a seat in Kerala, it will be historic. If they are able to make a double-digit breakthrough, it is historic in Tamil Nadu. Rajat Sethi can latch on to a DK Suresh statement and call it seditious.
Again, I'm saying it's many leaders.
Just a minute, sir. You have every right to do so, but please appreciate, on this channel, noise is not going to get you anywhere.
Fair enough. You
sir,
raised
I am
this
very
point.
clear.
You raised a specific
please do not raise your voice. That's my only point. Please do not raise your voice. That's not acceptable.
You might be in a bad mood.
Pramod Madhav, you've looked at what's happening in Andhra Pradesh, you've looked at what's happening in Kerala. Pramod Madhav, what's happening at the counting centre? What's happening at the counter centre in Tamil Nadu? Let's go across to Pramod Madhav.
Definitely, Rahul, in the mood, Tamil Nadu is very clear. The exit polls are very much reflecting in Tamil Nadu as well. In fact, I'm at a location called Loyola College, and you could see that the buzz has already started. Observers from various parties have come over here. In fact, for Central alone, there are 31 candidates. Of his star candidate is Dayanidhi Maran, and opposing him is Vinod P. Selvam from BJP, and the observers have come over here. Interestingly, just like you mentioned over there, one of the important kind of how Chief Minister M.K. Stalin targeted BJP was that both Chief Minister M.K. Stalin and his son Udinidhi Stalin called the Prime Minister as 29 Pice Prime Minister, claiming that if 1 rupee is being given by Tamil Nadu as tax, only 29 Pice return. So that also was a very important kind of the campaign that was conducted over here. But right now, it looks like DMK is still very confident. They believe that DMK is going to get 40 seats, 40 out of 40, that is 39 plus 1. However, BJP and Annamalai, they claim that the important aspect is that Netas here believe that for AIDMK and for BJP, the actual fight is actually on 2026 and they want to show the vote percentage increase. AIDMK wants to save its vote percentage while BJP is fighting to increase its vote percentage, especially with a brilliant alliance brought in along with PMK. And this is a mood that you could see over here, Rahul.
Thanks, Pramod, for joining us. That's Pramod Madhav from Chennai. Very interesting to see what really does happen in Tamil Nadu, whether the India Alliance's seat share comes down or not, and most importantly, the amount of effort. When the history of this election is written, the tireless effort made by the BJP to try and plant the lotus in Tamil Nadu will stand out in terms of the audacity of the ambition and the effort that was made. It's almost as if they were trying to ensure that there's a bountiful harvest in a land where there's only sand. So in a land not known for agriculture, that's the level of effort that was made. It really is. Yesterday we had somebody talking about how in Odisha it's tough for the Congress to fight. Look at the effort, Shankara, here that the Bharatiya Janata Party made in Tamil Nadu. 3.5% vote share at the starting point. No one knows where they'll end up, but likely in double digits. It just shows how they're a tireless machine going all out and trying to make an effort wherever possible.
No, it's like... Vanakkam, Shankar. Vanakkam. Early morning, you're supposed to be here earlier than others, like a good Tamilian. Go ahead.
So, in Tamil Nadu, BJP is like, it's in 1984, which is like it still has to sort of break through. They have won seats in Tamil Nadu earlier, but here, right from the bringing of the Sengol to the parliament, all the trips, all the road shows that the Prime Minister has made, it shows that they believe that there is a foothold that they have in the south, in that state. There is also the campaign that Annamalai has run for months together. And they have every right to believe that they will break through. But the alliances matter, and that's where the story will
And you see, Udaynidhi Stalin, when he made that statement about Sanatan Dharma all those months ago, gave that opening. And the BJP used that opening, and if you see consistently over the last 1 year, they recognized that Tamil Nadu was a state where perhaps the two Dravida parties, one of which the AIDMK is clearly on the decline, and therefore the space was open.
Much bigger
so it was
is at play.
extremely interesting the way they've done
much bigger
the politics of Tamil Nadu.
It is a belief that we don't have to accept norms in the way they are presented to us. That Tamil Nadu is not necessarily about Dravid politics, that there is a Hindutva element which may be buried, we can bring it to the surface. They're seeking to rewrite electoral grammar in Tamil Nadu. So
locate this ambition in the economic and social change that has happened in the south. The south, Tamil Nadu is the destination for a large number of investments. It is where a large number of migrant population has reached. It is where labor force is migrant. So they see traction there for the ideology of the BJP.
So,
yes,
so 2 points.
And
I think like Tamil Nadu, so breaking of BJP in Tamil Nadu, Kerala and other places are important from multiple reasons. I think once BJP breaks into a state with 10-15% of vote share, even if by seat it remains a party number 3, it will start behaving like an opposition party, right? So a discourse is going to change in some of those states, especially in Telangana, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, where presence of BJP wasn't there. Them moving in there is also important from the point of view that 2026 delimitation is going to happen. There is going to be a lot of hue and cry, and especially charges that BJP doesn't care about South India. Them moving there will basically put some
and that's the point, Rajat, that I was going to make, when you interrupted. The fact is, in 2026, you have delimitation. Delimitation is seen in the south, across the south, as an element of concern. They believe they have the economic clout, they don't have commensurate political power, and they fear diminishing political power. Which is why what happens today in southern India will make an enormous difference. Do you believe that the BJP consciously saw that because they had maxed out in north and west, it was logical for them to look at the south, and they've used every opportunity in the last few years to expand their footprint in the south?
So,
you know, the simple analysis of why Udaynidhi made a statement will not give you the real answers as to what is happening within Tamil Nadu. It didn't happen all of a sudden that Udaynidhi comes in and then A. Raja or somebody else starts making similar statements as Sanatan is like malaria and tuberculosis and AIDS. The problem over there is that there is fast receding base of core Dravidian ideas because the original patriarchs of Dravidian ideas are all out. You have these third, fourth generation trying to rule the state wherein the anti-incumbency against them is very sharply going up. And what I heard in Tamil Nadu when I was there, I spent around 2 months over there, increasingly in Tamil Nadu people are frustrated. There are governance issues, there is flood issues, there is no permanent solution, and in middle of, and there is drugs issues. There were massive, at least 4,000-5,000 crores worth of drugs caught from the streets of Chennai.
T.S. Sudhir, that's going to rise today is will seat share. There's no doubt that vote share of the BJP is growing. The challenge for the BJP is to translate that into seats. Will the BJP, in your view, see victory if they get, let's say, 15-20% vote share? Or is it important for them to get seats to show perhaps ahead of 2026, as Pramod Madhav was pointing out, that we are now a contender in Tamil Nadu?
No, they're definitely a contender, but it's not a low-hanging fruit like it is in Telangana, where it's like a low-hanging Banganpalli mango fruit. In Tamil Nadu, it will take time, and I think they're investing in Annamalai as a work in progress. It is going to, they're not probably looking, I mean, they may say they're looking at 2026, but their vision is going to be much more long-term.
And I think that's the wrong way of framing it. It doesn't matter whether it converts into seats at the moment or not. They've made an investment. The investment will take time. Even in West Bengal, they haven't capitalized on the investment that's been made because the Trinamool is still in the government. It will take time, and that's something that the BJP is willing to wait and make the effort regardless. Even, just imagine, the choice of the temple where Prime Minister Modi went to meditate also is very symbolic. It's all in keeping with the idea that hum desh ko jodne ki koshish kar rahe hain, that the opposition is trying to split us along north-south lines, that the Prime Minister and the BJP claim that they're trying to join the country, unite the country.
And BJP will have to do even more to become a pan-Tamil Nadu party. It is still dominated in southern Tamil Nadu.
Let's go from that to another state which is going to be critical today, Telangana. Remember, our exit poll is predicting remarkable numbers for the BJP in Telangana, 17 seats there, and the BJP is poised to become party number 1 with 11 seats, 11 to 12 seats is what we are being told could happen. In Hyderabad, we're joined by Abdul Bashir joins us. Abdul, is there a sense that this could be a major shift? What's the mood in Telangana at the moment? State ruled by the Congress. They came to power 5 months ago. Our exit poll is showing BJP emerging as the party number 1. Is there a sense that this could therefore not just define Lok Sabha, but could change equations in the Vidhan Sabha as well? How worried is the Congress with the Axis My India exit poll numbers?
Well, absolutely. After the Axis My India numbers have come out, the BJP is quite confident. Earlier, we have seen the BJP claiming more than 12 seats, and now the numbers that Axis My India has predicted seems to be tallying with this claim. However, BJP, not only in the Lok Sabha polls, earlier we have seen the municipal corporation polls to by-election to the assembly. BJP has seen growth from 1 seat in 2019 to 8 seats in 2024, 2023 elections. And then what we see, municipal corporation elections in Hyderabad also, there was a drastic increase in the vote share of BJP in the urban areas as well. So this shows that how BJP is growing in particularly in Telangana and also in Andhra Pradesh. Telangana, wherein BJP sees itself way ahead. Now the competition here seems not between BRS, BJP and Congress, but this is clearly projecting that this was a competition between Congress and the BJP in the Lok Sabha poll. So for the coming,
so the decline
ahead, be it the municipal polls, be it the assembly or by-election,
So the decline of the BRS is advantage from your home state, Sudhir.
The more the BRS declines, its advantage BJP is going to be inversely proportional. The vote transfer will happen from the BRS to the BJP. Even our exit poll figures say that the Congress is retaining its vote share, which it got in the December election.
There's a larger trend at play. It's not just the BRS. You look at the BJD, you look at the AIDMK.
That's what everywhere. AIDMK going down.
It is about the third front, the parties which would have been the third pole in the state elections, all of them having a very tough time. Sagai Raj joins us now from Karnataka. In Sagai Raj, the Congress was hoping very hard to reach double-digit seats in Karnataka. The exit polls seem to suggest that may not be the case. how would that likely play out in the local state politics? Because there were plans which were being discussed where Siddaramaiah was being spoken of as a possible finance minister in a possible India alliance government with DK Shivkumar coming in as chief minister. All those plans also, we'll know very soon whether they'll materialize or whether there were castles in the air.
Your audio... Okay, we are having an audio problem with Sagai Raj. We'll take a break at this point. We'll come to Karnataka because it is one of the 4 or 5 swing states, Rahul. There are 4 or 5 swing states that will decide who stands where. The Congress has to do very well in Karnataka. The Congress has to make a breakthrough, for example, in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh along with its allies. The BJP has to do very well in Bengal if it wants to go to 400 par. So there are states, I think, which will decide, and Maharashtra. There are states, I think, which will decide whether BJP goes well past 350, potentially towards 400 with its allies, or can the Congress go 100 par? So you've got 100 par on one side and you've got 400 par on the other.
10.5 lakh counting booths across the country, 25 lakh personnel deployed in security support, 5,000 counting halls across the length of our country. The counting process in the world's largest election begins in moments from now. Postal ballots will be counted first. The India Today election intelligence dashboard is ready and raring to go, and we'll fire it up when we come back on the other side of a quick break. Stay with us.
Another hill state, beautiful state again. 5 seats on offer, remember, in the state of Uttarakhand. How is Uttarakhand shaping up? Take a look at the numbers for Uttarakhand as they stand at the moment. The BJP projected vote share here again 60%. Congress 35%. These are all the direct contest states. I come back to it. BJP, Congress, direct contest. BJP is sweeping all these states. Others 5%. How is this translating into seats? Remember, 5 seats on offer. Congress had a few heavyweights like their former Chief Minister Harish Rawat contesting. No contest. 5 BJP, none to the Congress. So across the parts where the BJP swept, we now have 5 such states to give you evidence: Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Himachal, Uttarakhand, and also Delhi. So you've got states, irrespective, there's no Balakot, no Pulwama, and even so in these states, the BJP is scoring well over 50%, Rahul. There's a story there.
No, but it also suggests how a lot of people came back and said, oh, there's no Hawa, there's a silent election, people are unhappy with Modi. I mean, now if this is the way the poll sets up, then what